This is why I got an attitude about the story, because somebody else's moment was hijacked. When you woke up in the morning, when all of us woke up in the morning, the story was not how great Verzuz was. The story was not, ooh, that was a Verzuz for the history books. The story was not, ooh, Verzuz was so good. The story is Tamar Braxton, Cash Money No Limit Verzuz. That, I think that did a disservice to the whole thing. Hijacked somebody else's, and I'm not implying that it was intentional. Somebody else's moment was hijacked. The next morning, none of the stories related to Verzuz should have had anything to do with the Tamar Braxton. First thing.
So what's really going on with Birdman that has everyone acting wild? Kimora Lee even has her daughters calling him Uncle Birdman like he's family, while Keisha Cole literally got into a fight with another woman because of him. Now Toni and Tamar are going back and forth over who was with him first, and people keep dragging Tamar for supposedly being with Birdman behind Toni's back. So when I found out Toni was actually the one who crossed that line with Tamar first, my jaw dropped. And the brat is not letting anyone call her friend a homewrecker this time. She just dropped receipts showing Tamar didn't steal Toni's man at all, and the whole situation is flipped. Tamar was actually with Birdman before Toni ever stepped in, and even then Tamar still tried to stay supportive while everyone talked like she was the one causing trouble. But is this really what the Brat's people are saying, or is somebody just spinning the story to stir things up? You remember how people kept coming for Tamar, saying she was all over Birdman, rubbing his head, acting like she was his wife, while Toni, the actual wife, was at home. This whole situation is getting messy fast.
Tamar, girl, why are you wiping the sweat off of Birdman's head like that, sis? Now, as a married woman, I think I can grab the mic real quick and speak on this, because even though it may, like, she may be innocently doing it, girl, no, you don't do that. Like, the man's been performing on stage all this time, and he don't need you wiping the sweat off his head. Now, I'm hoping it was just like a gesture, but girl, y'all are all performers. Like, don't do that.
At this point, the internet is looking around like the pattern is way too loud to ignore, and people are starting to say Keke Wyatt might have been the main issue all along. One person even commented, the ex-husband should take a DNA test on that baby. Another person said, once every 2 years, people find out Keke Wyatt is a terrible person. And then someone else added, the Keke Wyatt news isn't shocking to me. A woman who would lay up and birth that many kids doesn't have a lack of sense. Nor do I expect her to be a sane person. The comments have been flying non-stop, and folks online are arguing, debating, and trying to make sense of how all this drama keeps unfolding so fast. The whole situation has people scratching their heads, wondering how everything keeps getting messier with every new detail that comes out. She was moving up and down in the background like Birdman was her actual husband, and people were staring like, what is going on? At one point, she was even wiping the sweat off his forehead with this big smile, looking way too comfortable, like he was her man too. Folks immediately thought it looked strange and started calling her out for it with no hesitation. But Tamar jumped in fast to defend herself, saying she was only there to support her sister. She even posted a video of her and Birdman on a video call with Toni to show everything was cool and nothing shady was happening. But people were not buying what Tamar was trying to sell, because supporting your sister is one thing, but being all over Birdman like that was a whole different vibe. And things nearly turned into a real fight when Towanda exposed Tamar for messing with Birdman behind Toni's back. That's when everything truly exploded. It all kicked off after Tamar tried to act slick and embarrass Towanda by bringing up money, saying she knows exactly where Towanda lives because she's the one who covered the down payment on her house. Tamar even said, "Do I know where you live? Well, of course you don't come. So my thing, I know where you live because I put down your down payment." The way she said it had everybody staring like, oh wow, she went there. This drama was on another level.
Do I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my thing,
So how would
I know
give
where
it
you
to
live because I put down your down payment.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit card.
But she didn't stop there at all. Tamar kept going and accused Towanda of secretly using her credit cards for years without permission, like it was some quiet routine she'd been running behind the scenes. And honestly, people weren't even shocked because Towanda already has a history of taking other folks' belongings. Everyone immediately remembered those old allegations about Towanda taking their mother's social security checks, and the talk about her supposedly taking money from Toni too. The moment Tamar brought all that up, it felt like she reopened a whole cabinet full of drama that had been sitting there waiting to blow up.
Towanda, baby, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you look the other way. She's super sneaky, clever, and crafty.
Interestingly, Towanda's bankruptcy papers show she's sitting on nearly $500,000 in debt, and the documents even point out a $35,000 loan from Tamar that went straight toward the down payment on Towanda's house. So Tamar's claims aren't just random talk. She actually has paperwork lining up with what she said, and it paints a picture of a pattern where Towanda allegedly dipped into her sister's resources whenever she felt like it, acting as if nobody was ever supposed to question her. The whole situation makes it look like this wasn't a one-time slip but something that had been going on for a while, and people were shocked to see how deep it really went.
You know exactly what you're doing. Don't be looking like that, you snake-ass son of a gun. Okay. You're a snake, and then you like controversy, and you like all of that. Okay. So why would you do that?
But listen, Towanda was not about to let Tamar walk away looking innocent. No chance. She came right back and exposed Tamar for secretly messing around with her own sister's man, dropping that claim like a bomb in the middle of the family drama. The way she revealed it had everyone stunned because it turned the whole situation upside down in seconds.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards. And help
But
me.
what you steal?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them.
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get the link.
Oh, dirty low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
And from the way Tamar snapped, you could tell she did not see that coming at all. She looked completely caught off guard, like the floor dropped right under her. But the one person who seemed truly shaken by everything was Toni Braxton herself. Toni's reaction wasn't loud or dramatic, but you could see the shock all over her face, like she was hearing something she never imagined would involve her own family.
Toni Braxton?
Toni Braxton, I got you on
Toni
the phone.
Braxton. No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Toni Braxton.
I want it on record.
I want it
on national television. You want to say I don't have your back?
You didn't have my back
Lord
when it
Jesus,
came to y'all lawyers.
Towanda had been sitting on this information for who knows how long, and you could just tell she held onto it on purpose so she could throw it right back at Tamar when the moment felt perfect. And from the way Trina reacted, it looked like she already knew the whole story, which made everything even stranger. Like, how do you keep something that big from your own sister when one sister is getting involved with another sister's man? And according to Towanda, it wasn't even just one man. She claimed it was two of Toni's men. At this point, people were wondering if the Braxton sisters even liked each other anymore because the drama was getting out of control. And the second Towanda said Tamar had been sneaking around with Toni's men, the internet went straight into detective mode trying to figure out exactly who Towanda was talking about. Soon enough, people started saying Tamar was allegedly involved not only with Birdman, but also with Carrie Lewis from Mint Condition 2. That rumor goes all the way back to around 2011 when a blogger claimed Tamar got involved with Toni's ex-husband because she wanted to level up and get closer to the industry circle. And to make it even wilder, the post claimed it wasn't just Tamar making moves. It said Toni had been connected to Vince first before things shifted and Tamar ended up with him. The whole story had people stunned because it made the timeline look messy in every direction. And let's be real, this isn't the first time Tamar has been called out for getting mixed up with married men. She faced heavy backlash over that situation with Michael Malden, Jermaine Dupri's father, and folks didn't let her forget it. So when you put all these pieces together, it didn't sound impossible that she might have crossed a line with someone connected to her sister, especially if she thought it could help her career move faster. Then add the Birdman situation into the mix with how comfortable she was around him. People started connecting dots fast. I mean, how come we never saw Towanda and Trina acting excited around Birdman at the event? If he was their brother-in-law too, wouldn't they have been showing that same energy? The vibe was definitely off, and everybody noticed it. But even with all this chaos and all the trouble Tamar has gotten into with her siblings over the years, according to DaBrat, this wasn't one of those situations where Tamar was actually in the wrong. DaBrat made it clear she wasn't letting anyone twist the story this time, and she insisted that Tamar wasn't guilty of what people were accusing her of. This whole saga just kept getting wilder by the minute.
DaBrat and Tamar worked on Destination. They became close, they became friends, whatever. So if you know, the Braxtons came out last week and Towanda stated that Tamar slept with Toni's ex, yada yada yada. There was a Verzuz last weekend. Tamar was on stage with Birdman, wiping off his sweat, stopping him from drinking, getting drunk, whatever. Now it's going around that Tamar and Birdman dated back in 2003, and now we know that Toni and Birdman are married.
DaBrat basically confirmed that Tamar and Birdman actually had a thing going on way back around 2003, and the wild part is that this all happened before Toni ever got linked up with Vince. And according to DaBrat, whatever Toni later had with Birdman came much further down the line, so people coming after Tamar now doesn't even add up, because even after her sister married her ex, Tamar still showed nothing but support, and this isn't even the first time Tamar hyped up her sister and Birdman either. Everyone remembers when she and her son dressed up as Toni and Birdman for Halloween, right? That's exactly the kind of playful stuff Tamar does. So DaBrat wasn't having anyone trying to twist it into something shady or wrong because it made no sense. This whole situation is a disaster, and of course the internet jumped in with opinions immediately. People started saying a lot of these celebrity men are basically pass-around men, acting like they're players when they're the ones getting played. Folks were also saying Tamar kept money flowing into the Braxton household, but nobody wanted to say that part out loud. And if the situation were flipped, people claimed Tamar would have been dragged non-stop while Toni would still get a pass from her sisters. Then another person chimed in saying, "Yes, thank you for posting this before all these blogs existed." They brought up an old site called The Pantry Report, saying they reported years ago that Tamar and Birdman were a couple. They even claimed Birdman eventually got tired of her attitude, and that's when Tamar ended up with Vince sometime later. The internet was acting like they had archives ready to go. But for real, what do you think about all this? This whole situation is straight up chaotic, and the layers keep piling on.